On this channel, I support emotional and mental well-being through practices like creativity, art therapy, and mindfulness. Join me now as I show you how. So for today's episode, we're going to be using mandala art to draw up a representation of our past, our present, and our future. I've already pre-drawn the simple mandalas for you, and you can just go back on my menu list and find the video where I show you exactly how to create these very simple mandalas and also how to journal using the simple mandala art form. So today we're going to just play a little bit by using this reflective tool as a means to represent both our story, which is our past, our present, which is what we are experiencing in the current moment, and then also our dreams for the future. So when we talk about the past, it is important to understand that the past really is just that. It is part of your story. And an interesting fact is that when you tell your story, you never tell your story the same way twice. There's always something that changes. You either exclude something from the story, or you include something in the story that you might not have told to somebody else in a previous situation. So I'm going to be demonstrating to you here exactly how I want you to use color. And for today, I'm going to be using my Sharpie collection just because it is a different tool to play with. I've got all the colors of the rainbow here next to me, and it is nice and clear and a different tool to play with. Most importantly, for this exercise, I want you to also represent parts of your story with using symbols. So we're not only going to color in sections, although absolutely no limits if that is what you want to do, or even if you want to layer it by using symbols as well as maybe coloring pencils to color in the entire section. Really, there is no right or wrong. It is all up to you. So one of the aspects of my past story was a lot of sadness. I was bullied a lot in school. So I remember a lot of depression and sadness and feeling unwelcome and rejected and misunderstood. And I just wanted to represent that with that sadness with the color blue. And I just wanted to draw in teardrops. So you can fill in this entire section almost like a doodle and represent the teardrops, all the tears that you've cried in your past. This is how I'm going to represent it. So you get the gist of it. I'm going to fill in this entire section with that symbol and with this color, and then at the end I will also take a picture to show you exactly how that turned out. So another aspect of my journey that I'm very grateful for is I recognize that in my past, because of all my trials and tribulations, I've grown a lot. So for that, I would like to maybe draw a tree, and I'm going to use this color green. And again, there's no right or wrong, however you would like to represent that. And I'm also going to draw in some lovely green grass, and I'm just going to use this beautiful lighter green. I'm just going to draw in some grass here. You get the idea. So this green color to me represents that growth and by drawing in the green grass and the tree with green leaves, it reminds me of the personal growth that I went through, and this becomes part of who I am today, and a very good representation of that growth is what I'm doing today for a living as a hairstylist, as a life coach, and as a creatively fit coach, and as an art therapist. Right. So another part of my story, for example, is my absolute love of creativity, and that has always been present. So in the past, I used to love going to art class in school and to express myself creatively. And for that, I'm going to use the color purple, and maybe I'm going to use a spiral to represent that creativity. And I'm going to fill this top section with a spiral. It almost looks psychedelic. There we go. That is my creativity. So we can use words down here. Creative. My spelling is not always the best, especially on camera. So we've got tears, which is sadness. So creativity was also art. And we've got green grass for growth, and so forth. Let's do a last one. I'm going to use this orange and yellow color, and I'm going to draw in a sun. And to me, this represents all the people that was a positive influence in my life, and they shone a light in my life and on my path that helped me to find my way. And I will always remember these people fondly, because they have always loved me, accepted me, and believed in me even when I did not believe in myself. So the sun is like positive and to light my way. So you can just continue to fill that section with that symbolism. And then obviously you can add all the detail that you want to complete the mandala that represents your past. So the clue to the past is the story that you tell yourself, and it's a good way to explore this, because sometimes we can realize through mindfulness that the story that we've been telling ourselves is through a perspective of victimhood. And it is important to recognize when you are playing the victim and you are blaming everyone around you for your misery, because at some stage in your journey you have to accept responsibility for your own choices. And choices is the things that we are making every day that result in the experience that we are having. And the minute that you recognize that you can take responsibility for the choices that you make, and therefore the attitude that you embody, everything starts to change. Even the view glasses that you are viewing your past through will begin to change. So that brings us to the present moment. The present moment is really, I would say, you know, right now, obviously in the last 24 hours, but you can also say in the last week or the last month. Although that becomes part of your past as well, it really is more recent. The recent past and the immediate present for me can be represented in this mandala. And when you've recognized that your choices really becomes the foundation of your experiences, then there is the magic of awakening to your life in the present moment, because the present moment is the only moment that you ever have where you can affect change. So if you are not happy with what life showed you in the past, or you feel discontent, or you feel any kind of unhappiness with that, really I want to challenge you to claim your power back in the present moment, make different choices and have a different experience. So in the present moment, for example, I want to use this beautiful turquoise color to express my experience of excitement. So for this excitement, I'm going to be drawing just little stars, and the excitement is all about the joy and the exploration of the present moment, because there's so many new opportunities that is presenting itself, and it really gets exciting when you see that life is not stagnant, that you are always having possibilities and opportunities to grow and to experience something new. So this excitement is new discoveries in my present moment. I'm also experiencing a lot of creativity, so I'm gonna represent that creativity again through a spiral. And this spiral, like I did in my past, really represents that love of art and creativity. So I'm going to do it differently this time by including more than one, and just have that fill that space. So you get the gist. I'm going to complete my mandalas and take a picture for you afterwards. So anything in the present moment that you want to be represented in your mandala is a very important aspect that you need to include in your design. Right, now we're going to focus on the future, and I recognize that my camera wasn't recording, so I was just beginning, and for me this mandala really represents your dreams. This is maybe the first time that you are exploring your dreams in some way. So this mandala can be a vision board that represents your dreams and that maybe grounds it for you in reality, in physical form. So my first symbol that I drew here is that of a lighthouse, because my desire and future dream is to guide others. I would like to be a lighthouse for others. The next thing that I would like to include is I have a vision to do retreats. And for retreats, I'm just going to draw a little housey. And at these retreats, I would like to inspire people to use creativity and art as a means of spirituality and personal growth and development. So these retreats must allow people the opportunity to grow and to express themselves and to meditate and to find their inner artist, and to go home with those tools, recognizing that we are all empowered and creative. Another aspect that I would like to include is that I see for myself a lot of joy and a lot of happiness in my future, and I'm going to represent that joy again with orange. So I'm just going to write here joy, and I'm going to use the sun again as a symbol. And joy is really important because it is our natural state of being, and it is possible to embody joy and bliss and happiness in a constant state as a foundational state of being. So I'm going to add those beautiful words as well: bliss, happiness. So really anything that you envision. Okay, before I go, very important, I would love to live in the Cape area. So I'm just going to draw Table Mountain there, and I'm going to draw the ocean. And I'm going to write in beautiful red at the top, Cape Town. Doesn't have to be Cape Town itself, but the Eastern Cape area, or is it the Western Cape? Doesn't matter, the Cape area. That's definitely some place where I would like to live in the future. I love the mountains, I love the sea, I love the weather down there. So I really foresee myself in the future moving from Gauteng and residing in the Cape area and enjoying God's beautiful nature that is in this region of South Africa, and really immersing myself, because I also think that my retreats and everything else in my vision board and in my dream will embody itself beautifully in that environment. So as you can see, really anything that you are dreaming about, you can in some symbol form represent in your mandala. And then if you feel that you've encapsulated everything that you want, you can maybe repeat some of the colors if you don't want to add more symbolisms into your mandala, and complete your mandala. And then in the end, really what happens is you have a full representation of your story. So you have your past, which is the story that you tell yourself and you tell others. And from that you grow and you've made choices, and that brings you into the present moment. And in the present moment, you have the power to make new choices, to have different experiences, and to change. And if you can capsulate and grasp this truth, then there is absolutely nothing that can hold you back, because then you can allow yourself to begin to dream about the future and what it is that you would like to experience, in essence, more of. This in your art journal becomes a powerful tool, because it is very good to do a bit of retrospection, to look at your past from a different lens and to see how it can represent the lessons that you've learned in your life, and how it is that you can embrace the present moment and make different choices so that you can have a different experience in the future. So please share your art with me on Instagram by using my hashtag Gideon's Light and Intuitive Art. And I would love to hear what your thoughts were while you were watching my video, and maybe how you experience. If you've done this exercise, feel free to drop me a comment. Please subscribe to my channel, hit that bell button so that you get notified when I make a new video, and I'm looking forward to spending some creative art time with you in the near future. Thanks for watching. Bye.